Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Today I thought I would do a Q&A and tip session on Disney World Orlando. We just got back from our trip there and I just wanted to share with you all of our thoughts and our experiences and everything we learnt from the trip, and it may help you with your planning for your upcoming trip to Disney World. So let's get started. Okay, let's start with my overall thoughts on the parks. What was my favorite park? Oh, this one's a tough question because there was different things that I liked about each park, which made it difficult to pick a favorite overall. But if I had to pick, it would be a tough choice between Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. Reason being, I think we enjoyed the rides at Animal Kingdom more. They were a lot more fun and a little bit more thrilling, and obviously our favorite one was there, and as well we didn't have too many lines there. But Magic Kingdom offered that atmosphere, the magic of Disney World, the enjoyment everyone feels when you see that castle for the first time. And I think just having that castle there and all the lands there, it just, yeah, it gives that magical Disney feeling and bubble. So it was hard to pick between the two of those. In saying that, we did love Epcot. We loved the World Showcase and the food. Epcot doesn't have many rides, let alone good rides, besides Guardians and Remy's. So that ride side kind of let Epcot down. We did love the Symphony of Us, the show, the fireworks. That was absolutely amazing. What was our least favorite park? I'd have to say Hollywood Studios, hands down. I think Franya would say the same thing. We have discussed that. Purely because the shows aren't great there. The Indiana Jones one was boring. There's not much shows that excite you that you want to see. You don't have that big amazing entrance like with the other parks. So Epcot, you have the Spaceship Earth Ball. Magic Kingdom, you have the castle, and Animal Kingdom, you have the Tree of Life. They are, when you walk in, you're just like, wow. With Hollywood Studios, you don't have that. You have the theater, but it's not big that you are like walk in and see it instantly and you're like, wow. You have, sorry, that's Phantom. You have the Tower of Terror, but again, that's off to the other side. It's not like when you walk in and you see it. So in that regard, it's a bit of a letdown. Rides-wise, again, there's not many rides there and nothing that you will be like, oh, I want to go on it again. There's the Star Wars ride, the Rise of the Resistance, sorry, tongue twist. There's Rise of the Resistance, which is a good ride, and same with Slinky Dog, but Slinky Dog is a very, very short ride. But nothing that would scream out saying that I want to do it again. And there's less rides. So for me, like a day, if you were to do everything in a day, you could fit it all in and do it all, would be enough for Hollywood Studios. We did obviously 2 days because we wanted a break in between, and we did 1 day for the rides. The second day we did the shows. Actually, the second day was only probably half a day, maybe. I can't remember, but yeah, check out the vlogs. So yeah, our least favorite, definitely Hollywood Studios. I'm not saying it's not great to go and check it out, but it was our least favorite, not the worst park, just least favorite. Okay, what was our favorite ride? We had 2 favorite rides. We had Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. We would go on those again. No issues whatsoever. We loved them that much. They were amazing rides. Expedition Everest, we did go on it twice because we loved it. The first time we used our multi-pass, and the next day we lined up. It wasn't too long of a wait. With Guardians of the Galaxy, we paid for the lightning lane. I kind of regret not paying for it to do it again because it was really good. Like the first time, you're not taking it all in because you're in like shock as to what the ride is, and you like, do I close my eyes, do I open it, like what's coming up? You're kind of like, yeah, a bit confused. But it was an amazing ride. I would have liked to go on it again to actually be able to absorb it all and take it all in. That is my only regret, that I didn't do that ride again. In our opinion, what was the worst ride out of all the parks? Hands down, I would have to say Spaceship Earth at Epcot. It was so boring and so slow. I don't know what the hype is about it, why people line up for it. Like, the wait for it is not worth it. Yes, it's like a 15-minute ride, but it's just too long. Ava actually fell asleep in the ride. That's how boring it is. It was so slow. I don't even know if you could count it as a ride. It's like an educational thing. I understand if schools are going and go on it to learn about Earth, but as a ride, yeah, I definitely would not do it again. If I knew it was something like that, I wouldn't have gone on it. But obviously, we went to Disney World as our first time. We wanted to do every ride, and that's what we did. But that one, would definitely not go on it again. Okay, was Lightning Lane Multi-Pass worth it? In my opinion, 100% yes. We managed to do all the rides at each park in one day. So that's one day for each park with all the rides done. And that's also allowing us to have the middle of the day to have a break. We went back to the hotel room and had a 2 to 3 hour break around 2 o'clock till 5. Especially if it's a once in a lifetime trip for you, I definitely suggest doing the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. And it also helped with the kids as well, because it gave us an opportunity to have that break for them. It also meant that we didn't have to waste precious time lining up in long lines. We barely had to wait in any lines for the rides, which was fantastic, especially when you have kids. The kids get irritable and frustrated waiting in lines, and then it makes you frustrated, so it worked perfectly for us. Would I get the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass again if we ever got the opportunity to go back? 100% yes. What do we think are the must-see shows at the parks? And what is our favourite? We definitely recommend Symphony of Us at Epcot. It was our favourite. It was amazing. We watched it a few times and we were there at the park. We had a few days that we ended up being at the park, so we stayed to watch at night, or we had a dinner reservation there and we stayed afterwards to watch it. It was just our favourite. It was magical. You also can't go past the Happily Ever After show with the Magic Kingdom with the castle. That as well was amazing as well. We did that twice, because the first time you just in awe and shock. This is with both with Happily Ever After and Symphony of Us, the same feeling. So the first time you're in awe of it, and then the second time you watch it, you actually pick up things that you missed. Like in Symphony of Us, you see like there could be hidden Mickeys or like love hearts in the fireworks. They're just little things that the first time you watch it, you miss it. And then with Happily Ever After as well, knowing where Tinkerbell comes from, like if you don't, and when it comes, like if you've never seen it before, haven't watched it on someone's vlog or anything, then you don't expect that and you don't know where to look for it. Then the second time you know it's coming, get ready kind of thing. So those two absolutely must see, as well as the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which is on during the day at Magic Kingdom. We love that, seeing all the characters. It was so nice as well. Some of them waved to us as well. The kids got so excited when they had one of the princesses or their favorite character wave at them, which is amazing. We love that one as well, and you get to see all the characters. The other show, which for us was a bit of a letdown, was Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios. I don't know if we expected too much from it based on Magic Kingdom's show and Epcot's. It was kind of a little boring for us. Yeah, I don't know what it was about it. It just didn't give us the feels or excitement. Felt it was a bit too long for what it was. It was just like water being blown everywhere with projections on the water. Mickey did come out a couple of times as well, but yeah, I don't know, it was just a bit of a letdown. We only watched that once because we're just like, yeah, no, we didn't like it. If I went back, would I watch it again? No, I don't think so. I definitely would give it a miss. There's other things that are more that you can go and see and want to see at Hollywood Studios. Now onto my thoughts about the food at the parks and Disney World altogether. Let's start with what I thought was the best meal out of the sit-down dining that we had. We can't go past 1900 Park Fare for breakfast. The food was amazing for a buffet, and that strawberry soup, oh, yum. Now I understand why people say have the strawberry soup. It's like a cross between a soup and a smoothie. It's more liquid but tastes like a smoothie, and it's just, yeah, fresh strawberries. You have to try it. Also, the character meats were fantastic for that one. So that is a character breakfast. So that leads me into what is the best character dining experience. For us, definitely 1900 Park Fare and Akershus. So 1900 Park Fare was a mix of characters. Sometimes it changes, so it's not a definite of which characters are there. And Akershus is the Disney princesses. The reason why I say those were the best was because our interaction with the characters didn't feel rushed. The characters stayed and made sure they had an interaction with us, spoke to the girls and took time out to actually make a conversation with them, which was fantastic. I think also because they're actual people that you can see, not the people in the costumes like Mickey and Donald and all of that, they actually can talk to you, whereas the others like Mickey and Friends, they're in their costume and don't actually talk, so they like mime, which is a bit hard to communicate with them, especially for kids. But yeah, with the Disney princesses and the ones at 1900 Park Fare, it was a lot better of an interaction and more, I guess, value for money. So what is the most overrated place to eat, to have lunch or dinner? We had dinner there. For us, it was Space 220. I think we expected more from it. I think the whole space experience, yes, it's fantastic when you're going up into space and coming back down to Earth in that. I like how they did that. That was fantastic. But the actual experience in the restaurant where you can see out in space, I don't know, it was a letdown. I think it could have been a bit better, like you had more experiences with maybe space people out there coming closer to the window and waving at you. Yeah, I don't know, it just, for the price, it was not value for money. The food as well, it was okay, just okay. It could have been better. It wasn't blow your mind food for that price tag. You'd think it would be amazing food. Also, for Space 220, we didn't realize until we got there, you can't use the dining plan table service credits for it, which I don't get why. Like, you can use it for everything else but not that one. Like, I think it's Akershus that you have to use 2 dining credits. They could do that with Space 220s or use 2 dining credits because it's more expensive. But you couldn't, you had to pay for it. And in my opinion, it was not worth the expense of it. Like Akershus was a bit more expensive. It took 2 dining credits, but the food was great and just the interaction with the characters was fantastic. So yeah, was a little disappointed with Space 220. I can say we've been there, done that. I would not go and do it again, not even to just sit at the bar. Like, if you want to see it and experience it, I'd say don't get a dinner or lunch reservation. Just see if you can walk up and get a seat at the bar and just have a light snack, like the bar or the lounge area, sorry, and just have a snack instead of a full meal. It'll be cheaper and you get to see it all. The only thing is you won't get the opportunity to sit on the window, but you can still see what it's like. You get that. The best part of it is the experience of going up and then coming back down like going up to space and coming back down to Earth, so you would at least get that. But I don't think you can make a booking for that that's walk up. But don't quote me on that. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend to anyone to do the Space 220 dinner or lunch sit down option. I would say if you really, really want to see what it's like, go and sit down at the lounge and have a light meal. Okay, now onto my opinion on Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival food. Let's start with what I thought was the best snack out of the ones that we tried, and we tried a lot of things. For us, the best snack was I'm just going to read it so I don't get it wrong, the goat cheese, herb and garlic croissant from the France Pavilion. Oh my god, this was a flavor bomb. I could have eaten more than one. Like I could have had 2 or 3. Like we got one to share because we wanted to try a lot of snacks. But this, amazing. And the best part is if you're on the dining plan, it counts as 1 snack credit. You could have it as a lunch meal, the size of it. Or even get 2 and have it as a lunch. But oh my god, yum. I missed that. I wish I could get it here. It was that delicious. Now, the worst snack at the Flower and Garden Festival. There was 2 that we tried which were never again getting it, and I don't think we didn't even finish it, especially the second one that I'll say. So I'm going to just read this so I don't get it wrong. So we had the chocolate coconut flan from La Isla Fresca, which is in between the France and Morocco Pavilion, and the poor duck gnocchi from the France Pavilion. They were not good. So I'll start with the flan. The flavors did not go well together. So it was a coconut custard with a chocolate cake base with a passion fruit caramel. That caramel, and it didn't go with the coconut together. It just, yeah, the flavors did not go and the textures did not go. It looked pretty when you got it. It looked really nice, but yeah, it did not taste nice. The poor duck gnocchi tasted as bad as it looked. It looked gross. The presentation wasn't great, and I understand it's gnocchi and the pulled duck, like with the sauce, you can't really present that well. But the duck had a rosemary and herb sauce. It did not go with the duck. It just made it taste terrible. Like rosemary is more for like lamb or chicken. It did not pair well with the gnocchi and the duck. We did not finish that dish. We couldn't. It just did not taste right. In saying that, they both are also snack credits if you're on the dining plan. Now let's talk Disney transportation. We tried all the modes of transportation, the bus, Skyliner, monorail, the boat as well. We mainly used the buses and the Skyliner because we're staying at Pop Century. I'm going to start with our thoughts on the buses. They were fantastic from Pop Century. We never had to wait more than 5 minutes for a bus for any of the parks or Disney Springs, and that was even in the morning. Like we would get up early to get to the park before it opened. There was never any lines, which was fantastic. Same when the park closed and we would go to the bus to take us back to Pop Century. Never had to wait more than 5 minutes. There wasn't big lines. It was very well organized, and I don't know how they managed to stay on top of it to not have so many lines for Pop Century, which was great. Also, the bus rides to any of the parks in Disney Springs, I think Disney Springs was probably the longest, but so on average the bus trips were about 15 minutes to the parks, maybe a touch longer for Disney Springs. It was just so quick. Like obviously there was no traffic because it's all Disney World private area, but yeah, I was amazed at how quick it was. Now onto the Skyliner. A bit of mixed reviews here for it from myself, or for us. So getting it from Pop, it's a shared station with Art of Animation. Would have been good if it was like 2 lines and separated, because what happens in the morning, the lines are long and they take there's 2 lines for both resorts, so they'll take some people from Pop side, I'll keep it going and then stop it and then start the Art of Animation line and do it. Given the lines move pretty quick, they look like they're long lines that would take like an hour to get through. They're pumped through pretty quick. I think we're maybe waiting. Look, we're waiting a long time because the Skyliners don't start till I think it was 7:30. So if you get there earlier, you're going to be waiting, but you need to get there a bit earlier so you're not right at the back of the line. So we'll probably wait maybe half an hour, I think, maybe 15 minutes from when it started moving to get on it. Now, going to Hollywood Studios, no issues with it. Move smoothly, really fast. Got to, once you're on the Skyliner, including changing at the Caribbean, maybe 10-15 minutes to Hollywood Studios. We'll say 15 minutes in total. And no lineups when you got to the Caribbean to change to the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios. So that was all good. Even park closing, no issues coming back. Going to Epcot. Where do I start here? So, going from Pop to Caribbean, all good. It's once you change a Caribbean to go to Epcot, to get the Epcot line, I don't know why, it was so slow. Not the lineup to get on. Getting on was no issues. Once you're on, the ride on that Skyliner to Epcot was so slow. It kept stopping. No idea why. They would never say why. It was a temporary delay. But it made that trip all up. Most of the time it took 40 minutes. So if you're using the Skyliner from Pop or Art of Animation to Epcot, even if you're getting on from the Riviera or Caribbean, I would allow extra time to what you think, because for us roughly it would take 30 minutes to 40 minutes to get to Epcot, when the bus would only take 10-15 minutes. So yeah, I don't know why, it just constant stopping and you'll be in mid-air stopped. No idea why. It just dragged it out. There was, I think, on the first few occasions where we were like cutting it close for dinner reservations at Epcot because we didn't realize that. But once we got the hang of that, we allowed more time to get to Epcot. So the getting from Pop to Caribbean is like 5 minutes. No issues there. The big chunk was to Epcot, and it's not a far distance. It's very short. It could be done in 10 minutes, but it just, at most 15. We'll be generous. But it just doubled the time just because of all the stopping. No idea why. I kind of wish they had buses for Epcot from Pop as well, so we could choose if we wanted the Skyliner or the bus, but I understand they only give you one mode of transportation because it would be too costly for them to run both, I guess. And then they'll run half full. The monorail, we only use that to get to dinner reservations from Magic Kingdom. I didn't really use it. We didn't use it all that much, but the time we did, fine, loved it. Didn't have to wait long for the monorail. Came and yeah, no issues, no stopping. It was very quick to get to where we wanted. It didn't cause any delays. And we did use it in the morning, so which is good. The boat, obviously it's a slower mode, but it was nice. If you want to take a leisurely pace and enjoy the scenery, definitely try out the boat. Like, I feel like you have to, when you're there at Disney World, try out all the modes of transportation. Like the monorail, when you go to Epcot, it's amazing because it goes through all the way around Epcot, so you get to see it all from up high. It was incredible. We didn't realize it did that. When we realized, we were like, wow, this is so cool. And then yeah, the boat was just nice to have a leisurely time and just sit on the boat, relax, calm, and take in the sights. Okay, so that's the Q&A side of it done. Now I'm going to give you my tips in case you're planning a trip to Disney World. They may help you, they may not, but take what you want from it. Tip number 1. If you're staying at Art of Animation or Pop Century, you can see the Epcot fireworks from the Skyliner station, the bridge. So when it's on, you can have a look. Obviously it looks in the distance, but you can still see it. I recommend at least once to check it out and see, so you can experience that as well, to see it from your own hotel. Like when do you get to experience that? Like if you're staying at obviously the moderate or the deluxe resorts, you might get to see it more, but you're staying at the value range ones and you can still see the fireworks. I think that's pretty cool, and you're saving money instead of staying at an expensive hotel. You can also see that, I show you that in my vlogs, so be sure to check them out. Tip number 2, I recommend that you do 2 days at each park. Now that's obviously if it's like a once in a lifetime trip for you and you don't think you'll be going back anytime soon. If you're living in the States and you go back and forth, then okay, one day at each park is enough. But if you're an international traveler, sorry, I don't know what happened to my voice there, but if you're an international traveler, I suggest you do 2 days at each park. 1 day to do all the rides, and then the second day to actually enjoy the sights and see all the shows and just wander around, just enjoy the atmosphere, take it all in. And that also gives you an opportunity to take a break in the middle of the day and go back to your hotel for a couple of hours, especially if you have kids like we did. We around 2 o'clock would go back to our hotel and then come back around 5 o'clock. And still managed to do everything, and we got to enjoy all the night offerings of the park as well without being too tired. And obviously the kids can have a little nap if they need to, or you can have a nap if you want. And that part of the day is always like the hottest as well, so you can go back to your hotel and take a quick swim in the pool. Enjoy it while you can. Tip number 3, get yourself, if you like wearing the Disney ears, get yourself a Disney ear holder. So this is, I think it's supposed to be like a keychain holder or something, I don't know. I got this from Officeworks, and then I just put these clips onto it. So it doesn't come with these 2 clips, it just comes with this and this. So this unclips, and then I put this side onto my bag, like onto the little bag holder on your backpack, and then kept this on there for the whole trip. And what it's good for is for your ears. So on some of the rides that you get told to take your ears off in case they fall off or blow off on the ride. So this was quick and easy without having to shove them into your bag and squash them and ruin them. All you do is open that, slide it in. It's like a perfect size. And then you just clip it where the bow is, in the middle of the ears, the bow, or in the middle of the ears, and there you have it. It hangs off your bag. It won't go anywhere. It's fully secure. Now I know you can buy these off Etsy, and I'm not sure if you can get it, I think off Amazon as well. They have like pretty patterns, but they're very expensive. When I was looking, I think they were like $20 plus each, which is insane. Then I got this one from Officeworks, just a plain black one. I didn't need anything fancy, like it's just to hold my ears. I think I paid $7 for this, which was pretty good. So yeah, ended up getting myself one. I got Lexi and Ava one as well. Obviously we're all wearing ears, and we just kept this on our bag the whole time, backpacks the whole time. Well, if I didn't have my backpack, I'd put this onto my little side bag and did the same trick. Okay, tip number 4 is go to the parks in the morning. First thing in the morning. It's, for some reason, I don't know why, yes, there can be lines getting into the park, but once you're in, it's quieter. There isn't people everywhere, and you can do a lot more, and you don't feel like you're suffocating with with all the crowds. By about lunchtime, that's when all the crowds start building up, and in the afternoon it's the worst, especially in Epcot. There's just people everywhere, crowds everywhere. It's hard to move, and also it gets very hot. So in the morning it's cooler, so you can get a lot more done and not be so hot and sweaty. The afternoon it gets to the peak heat, and that's when you start feeling it. So yeah, my suggestion is go in the morning, and then have a break in that peak heat time, which around 2 till 5. Just go back to your hotel, have a swim, or relax. If you have kids, let them take a nap, or even just put their feet up, just to, so you don't end up having sore feet. You're getting that break, and then go back for around 5-6 o'clock when it begins to start cooling down because the sun starts to go down. This also helps if you're doing 2 days as well. You can do that. That way you're not fully exhausted, complaining your feet hurt, you have kids whinging and everything. You can enjoy the best times of the day there. Also, if you're doing the Lightning Lane multipass, it works perfectly with that. Because obviously you have to book your rides with it before the day. So you get normally some morning rides first up. Then when you've done those rides and you go to book some more rides, you usually don't get any straight away. You might get some straight away depending how busy the park is, but probably most of the time you'll get it for later that night. So from 5 o'clock onwards, you'll get slots. So that works perfectly. So you won't miss out on the rides. You can have your break and then come back and finish off your rides as well. So that is my tip if you want to take that on board. We liked it because we got a chance to just let our feet relax, and it didn't feel like it was big days. We didn't feel like, oh man, I'm over it or anything. It felt like we went, did some in the morning, and then it felt like we were fresh and we're starting another day and went in at night. Just, yeah, it didn't feel like one huge day. Tip number 5, my last tip, is buy all your merch at Walmart or at the Disney shops along iDrive. There's heaps of them, and near as well on the streets near the outlets as well. There's some of those Disney stores. They have a lot more range to offer than the parks, and also it is so much more affordable at Walmart and these Disney shops than the parks. The parks are very expensive, and if you're a family, it can get out of control with spending. So if you want to save some money and also get merch, those are the places. I bought a lot from the Disney shops. There's just so much. I could have bought more. I had to reel myself in. Also, Walmart had heaps of everything. Mugs, plushies, clothes, just everything. So that is my suggestion. Obviously, you can still buy something at the parks, but at least you would have, like I'd say, buy it before, especially if you have kids, so that way they really have stuff and aren't wanting as much from the parks. You can still buy something at the parks, so you can say, I got it from Magic Kingdom or I got it from Animal Kingdom, so forth. We did that too, but at least you won't be inclined to overspend at the parks when you've already bought stuff. Also, you'll get more bang for your buck, so from Walmart and those Disney shops than the parks. You'll end up buying a lot more for the same price as what you would probably buy one thing at the park. So that is my tip, and that's what we did as well, and it saved us a lot of money, and we came back with a lot of merch. Overall, we loved our stay at Pop Century. It was amazing. It made us feel like it gave us all the Disney feels. It was a great location. Loved all the transport options from there. Loved that they had the cafe on site to get food as well, and we had the refillable mugs. I love the theming of Pop Century. I think that's what made us feel like we're actually in Disney World. I think if we stayed at one of the others that was like the Caribbean Beach or something, yes, I don't think it would have made us feel like we're in Disney World. It made us feel like we're in the Caribbean, kind of, if you know what I mean. Whereas Pop and like Art of Animation, they have the Disney theming, which we loved, and that's what drew me to Pop as well, and also the fact that it had the Skyliner and the bus. The staff were amazing, the pools were great. We loved staying at Pop. If we went back, I think we'd probably stay there again. Not sure if we'll ever get to go back, but yeah, if we did, I'd definitely love to stay at Pop again. We had the best time at Disney World and loved every moment of it. We were so sad to have to leave. We just weren't ready. We just wanted to stay longer. We felt at home. We loved that whole Disney bubble. It felt like there was nothing outside of Disney World. It felt like it was its own state or its own island, and that's all that was on it was Disney World. It was just an amazing feeling. It truly was a magical experience, and the girls also had the time of their life. They're still talking about that trip. They absolutely loved it. Me and Franny are still talking about that trip. We loved it as well. In saying that, I think I will leave it there for this vlog. I have left you with a lot of information, but if there's a question you have that I haven't answered in this vlog, feel free to pop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer it based on my thoughts and opinions and my experience with Disney World. But I will now say goodbye and I'll catch you all in my next vlog. Bye everyone.